All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share Alex Wong's now and then have some of my commentary mixed in. Ready? Let's go. His intro. Marion Evans Lewis, popularly known under the pseudonym George Eliot, was an accomplished writer in the mid-1800s. She had many fans, including an aspiring writer named Melissina Fay Pierce, who composed an appreciation letter, posing a question about if writing corresponds with age. In response to Melissina Fay Pierce's appraisal, I would only use the last name upon second reference, guys. Just use the last name Pierce. Appraisal and query. I love your word choices there. English novelist Marion Evans Lewis, again, just use last names upon second reference, employs several analogies and appeals to her own personal experiences. There are the rhetorical strategies, folks. Analogies and personal experiences. In order to, there's your in order to statement. Encourage Pierce that writing only manifests itself through the adept and does not always yield satisfaction. I like what he says there. Alex, I might trim it a little bit, but your sophistication of style is excellent here. Again, you might want to trim that a little bit. Very well done. Now let's go down to his body paragraph. Lewis begins her letter with a series of analogies refuting Pierce's assumption that writing has an old age capacity. Claiming that authors cultivate writing as if their own life has only served as a vehicle for their literature, Lewis likens writing its author to an offspring and its parent. Similar to how the maturity of a parent translates to that of their kid, the wisdom and experience of an author translates to the quality of writing. Although Pierce resides in lack of confidence from her own publications, Lewis consoles her notion by explaining that writing professionally as a young person is artificial and meaningless. I like how he mixes the audience in there, where he says he consoles her notion by. That's a good rhetorical triangle piece there. Moreover, Lewis explains that young writing is no better than trashy, unripe fruit, elaborating that although the substance exists, the rushed, unaged writing lacks taste and enjoyment for other people, just as an unripe fruit does. That's an excellent commentary piece. He's doing a very good job, high-level job, of mixing evidence with commentary. Through this analogy, she extends her solace to Pierce by informing her that she is not too old to produce great writing. If anything, she could be too young at 30 years old. Well done there. I like that style. With the usage of several comparisons, Lewis consoles Pierce in the idea that parents, fruits, and writing alike all need time, wisdom, maturity, and experience to produce optimal results. Boy, that's some great sophistication there. I love that word choice, folks. Therefore, Lewis encourages her to not fancy herself old because she is 30, but rather to fancy herself experienced since she is a proper adult. Holy cow, cow, cow. Wow, 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 wow. That is beautiful. Adept writers receive recognition and appraisal, not the novice ones, which is why Lewis responds to this discouraged writer to keep her admirers' dream alive. Well done. We do have a spelling error there. I'm going to make this small so you guys can see all of my comments so far. On the right, you'll see my comments so far. Clarity, wonderful thesis, well worded, great analysis, true, nicely done. And now I'm going to go back to this paragraph. However, in order to remain realistic, Lewis delves into the implications of writing through her own experiences, reiterating the glitz of being an author. Lewis begins by noting that she had felt the wants of others as her own and experienced times where she had very little money to meet those demands. As a writer, and anyone famous for that matter, Lewis explains that fans and admirers desire different publications, and if those products fail, insufficient income can plague writers from fulfilling those desires. She then elaborates that one time she wrote fiction which has been thought of a great deal of, only to realize that her minimal satisfaction she had got out of it undermined her antecedent sky-high ambitions. Through her own ethos, Lewis warns Pierce that a lot of writers, including herself, set these massive expectations for their career as an author to the point where they can be easily let down. She states this to bring Pierce to a realization that although she supports her aspirations of becoming an author, writing is not always the most fruitful and forgiving of professions. Sometimes it will not gratify her ambition, and sometimes it will, which is the gamble all developing authors must take. Lewis resolves that writing requires extreme mental resilience and maturity, and since she is a renowned author, her experiences can hold true to Pierce, as she can take this advice into consideration for becoming an author herself. Wow. That's some high-level integration of evidence and commentary throughout. Let's keep going. Ultimately, Marian Evan Lewis employs several analogies and appeals to her own personal experience in order to encourage Pierce that writing only manifests itself through the adept and does not always yield satisfaction. There's a little bit of wordiness there, but I still like it. Through her comparisons and ethos, she could give proper advice to assist Pierce's choice of becoming a writer, providing ample encouragement to refrain from pessimism, and providing sobering realism to refrain from blind optimism. Oh my goodness, folks. These are incredible language choices. Alex, well done. Let's keep going. With these two sides weighing against each other, Lewis places the decision back onto Pierce in a new light. Well done.